We're catching up with Camila and Gui from the North Face team. Yes?
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
My first question, why adventure racing? What drew you into adventure racing?
I think adventure racing brings us to what real life is. It's like you condense a 5 year in a 5 day race. So we pass through many emotions, like different feelings, ups and downs all the time, and you have to overcome that, and that's our life really, and it makes us better people on a daily basis.
And what keeps bringing you back to adventure racing?
Well, I think that I'm always been an adventure race, but I knew what adventure race was when I first find an event like
Yeah.
this. So this is an event that unites like sport, nature, mountains, river, and sea, and bushes, and forests, and deserts, and unites social, like
Yeah.
live. Like when you are on a team race, you really need to make things get along well. Like you are literally on the same ship as three other people that you need to go through surprising challenges. So that's one big reason for us to be back on events of adventure race, for learning how to deal with ourselves and how to deal with other people. Like, not necessarily agree all the time, but we have to find a way to go through every challenge with other people. This is really a big thing for that we carry on other parts of life too.
And it's also really nice to go to so many different places, and when you are a tourist you go and check on the website, oh, what I'm gonna do, la la li. But when you do adventure race, you get the map and you go to places that no one have been before, pretty much. Well, here in Reunion we met a guy, and he's a runner. He knows the whole island, but he got so surprised with our course. He was like, I'll never believe that you guys were going to these places and like doing this kind of stuff. It's always very surprising for everyone, and it's a very different tourism that we do.
Yeah,
Very special.
after learning these skills like navigation with a map, and really how to overcome the natural obstacles that adventure race teach us. Now when we visit new place, we look for a map of the terrain so we can really get to know what we like. We like to get to know the river, like to get to know the trails, or the beach. It's not like really the shopping mall.
So a map becomes your new shopping mall, hey? A map and a compass.
Exactly, it's like our Christmas tree. We have like a map and a compass, and maybe a pedal and a bike.
So racing in a team, how is that for you? It's important for adventure racing, and how do you find that?
Yeah, as we said, is the social part of it. It's incredible, and how you learn to deal with other people in many situations. So, and also the good side of it, like you see so many sunrises and sunsets. You pass through so many beautiful places that if you're by yourself, it's beautiful, but if you can share it, it's so much nicer. Like someone else is looking at the same thing at the same time as you are, feeling the same thing. So this is really cool. And yeah, like I prefer to be in a team than by myself.
Oh yeah, I can say that, like, on being a team, like I push myself much more than if I was alone in any situation. Like not only race, but like you commit to other person, like expectations apart than yours. So not only your frustration but the whole team frustration. And one thing that we really learned too is that like we had experience like race with the same team and get like really close together and get to know each other, and it's really nice because then you really know like the strengths, the weakness, the like how people will react, other people than you. And but we had the experience to race with people that we didn't know before, and it was also a incredible experience because then we learned how we like I should deal with that I didn't expect. So some behavior that I never expect that I will have, some people on my team might be having, and how can I deal with that? Like, and this is so important to learn too. So I can say that I enjoy to race with other people's too, like to make new teams. Like I do like to have a team that I build a team for many race, for many experience, but I also like to have a new team to face new situations and learn how to deal with this. I learn the social part of the adventure race is so big, so important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A very special tradition that the two of you have is you go and do a big race and then you do a big climb after that. You have a very, very special climb coming up after this race, don't you? Tell me about it.
Yeah, climbing is a big part of our life too, which is also an adventure. We have to have the maps to access the start of the walls. Many times there are glaciers, there are things we really have to adventure, like to go through to be able to climb. And Guy is his passion, he loves it. But it's a real adventure. No one is watching you. We don't have a yellow brick following us. We don't have any security. It's a little bit different. But definitely adventure race teaches us how to do that, how to be able to commit to such a risky thing, you know, and also logistics and the foods to take and hydration. All this we learn a lot from adventure race. It's really important because it doesn't matter if you are a very good climber, if you go to a mountain and you don't know how to eat, how to sleep, how to drink, you're just not gonna make it, you know. So yeah, and it's a very big commitment too, so it needs a lot of training. And yeah, so we decided always to because we go to a nice place, so we check what is the best climb of that place, and we extend a little bit the trip and go for the climbing next.
Yeah, we try to schedule like big climbs right after big race.
Yeah.
That way we can train well. We won't like compete in one with other. And climbing and adventure race has many like similar features. Like it's like some preparation. Like it's also climb is also a team effort. Like we are really tied together. And but we see climb as on a almost an opposite vision than the way we see race. When we see a race, we are really racing against the time. We're really racing for the podium. When we see a wall climbing that we want to do, we want to enjoy it. We want to spend the most time that we can there. Sometimes we need to race against the climate or the storm or anything, but most of the time we want to just be really slow on the climb. That's really a different vision for the climbing and the adventure race. Yeah.
What big climb do you have coming up right now?
Next one will be Patagonia. So usually we climb at the same spot as the adventure race, but there was so much gear to bring to this one that we didn't had space to bring climbing gear. But in a month time we are getting prepared to Patagonia. Yeah.
And what are you climbing in Patagonia?
Patagonia, there are many rock spires there. We've been there for quite a few times. Actually, come back every summer. It's like would be like our 12th summer
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, sure.
Not for me.
Not so much. Yeah, maybe 8 summer that we've been there. So that shows how many like rock, not only rock walls, but routes. They are so good, so huge that like we always want to come back there. So we have a few walls that we would like to try, like Fitzroy wall, and the other spires around too. Like this year, we want to try Cerro Poloni, which is a little more isolated. Fitzroy is quite busy. Like
Yeah,
you can say
yeah,
that
yeah.
nowadays, like many climbers search for Fitzroy, and Poloni will be a little more quiet. So we want to check Cerro Poloni this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adventure racing has taken you many places in the world. Name a few places you've been to because of adventure racing.
Oh, New Zealand. I say one, you say one.
Okay, I'll say Sweden,
USA,
South Africa,
Paraguay,
Chile,
France,
Hong Kong,
China,
Malaysia.
We might be here a while. Are there still any adventure racing World Series races in the world that you would like to go to, or where you would like to see them host a race?
Oh, definitely. I want to do all of them. I didn't go to Africa yet. It's quite an interesting place. You went to Africa.
Yeah.
I wanna go check. Yeah, and some in the northern Europe, Norway or Sweden. They come and go from the World Series, but it's definitely a place I wanna visit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I want to do them all too. I mean, like not one specifically, but try to choose like the race mainly like most isolate place that what like attract us more, like there's more like
Off the beaten path, right?
exactly more nature untouched, that what attract us much more. Yeah.
And we think that every place will have a nice thing to see too. You know, we can have a great experience in any place. So we just want to go to them all.
Oh.
Yeah. I can say I remember now. Like I would love to know India. I haven't been in India, and I heard they hold some adventure race there. So we might check it out.
Something unique about you guys is you're both adventure racers and you have a baby.
Yeah, we have a
Me
baby.
too.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? How do you manage? Who races? Who watches the baby?
Well, back on a few years ago, we had one race that we raced separate, and it was terrible because we were like racing against each other, and we want to be together, all the preparation and everything. So we decided that we were never racing separate anymore. So then we had a baby, and so we still racing together, and this is our second big event. On the first one we took him. He's 1 year old now. He was 8 months back there, and I was breastfeeding transitions. Was in Paraguay, and we took a friend to take care of him while we were racing. So during the race was the first time I slept without him, which was very funny. And I was like, oh, I have 1 full hour to sleep. That's so good. He was like 8 months, and I was getting up every hour since then. It was really bad sleeping, and without him I just had a full hour. And so we took him to Paraguay, and was an awesome experience. Like I had like 10 minutes with him every transition, and this race now we didn't bring him, and it was the first time separate from him. So coming to here, I was crying. I was really sad. I was wanting to go back. And on our day, we we train, like he goes out for training, come back, I go out, come back, and sometimes we leave him with someone, or at school, sometimes daycare, so we can train together, which is also important. But he's so good. He's an awesome kid, and we also put him on a backpack and do some training that's good for adventure race too. We really want him to be part of this because it's what we love to do.
That's our newest team member.
Adventure baby.
Yeah, totally.
He's totally into adventure.
Yeah.
Because adventure is like learning. It's a learning process, even for us, growing people, right? So we see him like learning everything and think that's such a big expedition. Like he's such an adventurer.
That's how to do it as a perfect mom and dad. You use your baby for adventure race training, carry him in your backpacks and take him places, sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Fantastic adventure racing.
Yeah, yeah. It's only one way to see it, right?
Great endurance too.
Yeah.
You're always like carrying 10 kilos for everything, you know.
Yeah,
You do.
Yeah. Okay, let's train communication now.
Oh, that's fantastic. That would be super. It was great catching up with you guys, and we'll be watching you closely with all your climbs. Thank you
Thanks.
for your time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.